Hello? Hello? Hey? All right, so this is it. It's taking me a minute to get sorted on the streaming. It's taking me a minute to just figure out life, I reckon. So let's get started. Today I am looking at planning content and how I plan content using my systems. So I've created 2 systems. Ignore the name of this, it's not called Dreamflow, but I don't mind the name, to be honest. But I've used Replit to create 2 different pieces of software that just help me to plan my day a bit more. So the reason I've done this is because I started, I built a product. I built an app called Curious, and I realized just how much work there is in terms of planning content. And I feel like that's something that we all struggle with because, it gets really overwhelming when we're creating content and, we don't feel like we have a way to organize it. So this is the way that I organize it. And I hope I'm doing this right, guys, because I haven't streamed before. So anyways, this is how I do it. So I've got this Dreamflow, I've got this thing. And basically what it is it's like, imagine like a daily planner with like a manifestation list and whatever, and call it what you want. But I've added some features here that I thought was really good. So when I plan my day, I feel like I can look at, these are generated from the app, by the way. Like I put some images of my dream house there. That's just because me and my husband are thinking about that at the moment. So I got images and stuff there as like a bit of a vision board. Something I've done too with this software is like you can write yourself a letter, save it and view it later. You can create new boards. You can write like a little list and change the icons. That needs to be fixed, but that's okay. So let's just do an example. New house, right? So that's that. Yeah, really gotta fix this. And it'll just add it. And then obviously, I don't know, I put a plane there, but I think you can, you can change it still, which is pretty cool. I like that little keep feature. The idea was to kind of map it to look like Apple Notes, and then obviously you can tick it. So anyways, now I'm starting a company and I've built a couple of different softwares that I want to trial, the app as well as this software and the other one which we're going to use for content. So what I've done here is I've got like my plan. Now something that I've done is obviously you can set your goals. So you've got your goal planner here, and then something that we've done is you can nest the goals. So you might have like one big vision focused goal. Like for me, it's like to build a business that builds software because I really enjoy it. And then you can put subset goals in there. So get 100 users on each platform to sort of test it, right? And then we go into, like from here, you can also write your why, your breakdown, and I'll show you this one because this one's got a breakdown, Curious. It actually, I've got like the milestones, the things that I really need to be doing to make sure that like I reach that goal. And then the thing I love about this is if you add an action, you can choose which goal it supports, and then you can choose the milestone it's related to. And the reason I've done this is because I feel like one of the things with goal setting is we tend to set things, and I think it really helps to be able to see what this is actually contributing to. So that's the whole idea. We're setting these goals and we're really getting clear on what it relates to in terms of the milestones that we've created and the goal that we have, right? So for example, posting regular shorts, like that's the goal there, to be more consistent on social media. And so today, for example, actually, let's do, I don't have ones there. So let's start from the beginning. So I want to talk about content flow, and that's something that I've built to help me build out content and organize it more clearly for small creators. And we're going to say post content on social media. So TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That's just the ones for shorts that I tend to focus on, right? And then we're going to do weekly vlog about behind the scenes, okay? And that's that. Now, when I go into my move, I'm like, okay, something that I need to do today is set up social accounts because I don't have any for that one yet. So content flow, and this is about posting. So that's related, right? add action. And then you'll see there that it actually adds it under each little like goal that we have. And then it connects it to the like milestone or like the sub goal, and then the actual action that it's related to. So I feel like that's just really helpful. It just reminds me like, hey, this is my goal, and this is the milestones or the things I really need to do to make sure I get there. And this is part of that. That's like that daily action. So I've created that as well. Actually, this is on. Yeah, good. Yeah. So then basically, I've got this here too. Check ready to create and daily engagement. So you can build out reoccurring things to do. That's another thing. And then what I've done here is, I know some people like to schedule. So you can actually schedule it like based on today, or say you've got tasks and you're like, I won't get them today. I won't get them done today. You can put them in another section. So that's just an example. And these are the ones, these are the ones that probably don't have days. So again, this is a work in progress, right? And then we've got a journal, right? So I just was like, okay, I think it'd be really good to be able to reflect. Now, something that I've added to is you can add metrics based on what, like maybe I don't know, that's just an option to add a metric there, and how many subscribers, maybe you can, I don't know, check something like that there. And also I've just changed the view, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Oh no, these are from yesterday. Oh, these are the goals. Yeah, so you can see your goals there. And then, sorry, again, I'm getting used to this. And these are the tasks, to-do lists. Then we've got a journal, right? And then we can actually reflect on little moments. So you can actually be like, hey, I set up social accounts, realized this or that. Or this is more for like creative voiceover, felt like I did this right, wanted to do this differently. And then if you go to reflect, it actually shows up. These are example ones. And then what we've done is you can actually so after you reflect, it'll like combine it all, and AI will give you like a bit of an answer. So that's pretty cool. So that's just something I've done for that. That's something to help us plan our day. So the idea is you've got your goals, you can check in your goals, you can actually have a look at your goals. You can set a breakdown of how to get there. And then when you set your daily tasks, it's actually linked to the goal and the breakdown. So you're like, hey, I know exactly why I'm doing this, right? Again, you can add stats if that's something. You can do a quick reflect. And something that's not up here yet is when you have like a bunch of quick reflects, what happens is we've got AI, so we've got a little AI there that we're working on too. You can actually use that to reflect on your reflections and give you like a summary of what's happening, what you need to do differently. Because something I feel like I'm learning at the moment as well is, if we don't track what we're doing and what's working, which is why I've got the metrics as well, we can keep doing the same things. So that's why I wanted something that I was like, hey, I can actually look at what I'm doing, where I'm going, and then use AI to help me look at everything and go, okay, this looks good. So I wanted something that incorporated everything. And also we've got like AI prompts here too. So I've tried to use AI to make it a bit more, yeah. And one of my favorite little tricks here is when you do this, AI can write this for you based on what you put the pictures in. So if you have like a manifest and you add it, you can actually go, okay, now I want the version of myself that I'm becoming. Use AI and it'll actually look at all the pictures that you've put on your manifest boards and create a little thing. You can also write it yourself. But it was really cool what it came up with for me, because it actually wasn't that far from what I thought, which was weird because I've only got one set of photos really. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Okay, I was just checking to see. I'm like, well, I expected no one to be watching this, so this is kind of cool. Ah, hey, Chris. Okay, so then I want to go into content flow. So basically, this is a system that I've created to help me manage content. Now, the reason I created this was because I built an app called Curious and it was really overwhelming me. So I was like, okay, I need some way to build out my, I need a way to build out my content. I need a way to be able to have an idea, build it out in different ways and not be overwhelmed by it. So I'm going to just give you the full rundown of what this is, because I wanted to build like a full place to plan content really well. And it's not just a scheduler, which we haven't, that I'll get to that later. It's about actually planning content. So firstly, I've put like a brand strategy page, okay? So this one I was like, okay, I've been reading a book and I always forget what it's called. But it was a lot about, having guiding principles, having a purpose, about great companies and what makes them great. And so I was like, okay, this is really aimed for people that like founders who are building a business, want some way to manage their content, keep an idea of what their brand actually is, and what they're aiming for. So this is about knowing our target audience, platform focus, brand breakdown, your purpose, your guiding principles. Again, you don't have to put it all in, but it's just an option that I wanted because I know that's something that I've been doing myself lately. Purpose, principles, and I love that it's got the little sections there. Now, the second tab is content goals. Now, this is something that I've learned from Grace Andrews recently. And it's about making our content work for our goals. And I feel like this was a huge aha moment for me because I was like, I actually feel like that's something that I really struggle with. I feel like I actually can't, like I've just been content creating and not really thinking about what the goals were. And when I heard her say that, I was like, that makes so much sense. I feel like this is such an important point. So I actually put it in here because I was like, yes, this is what I need to actually get my life sorted. So when you see the content goals, you'll see like what you want to achieve, right? So I'm just going to give you an example, but we do have a little AI coach that helps you with it as well. And this is what the AI coach created for me, and it was pretty good. So I was like, okay, I want to grow my paying subscriber base to my app, right? So that's the goal. Now the signal is, what Grace Andrews says is, what must be true for me, like what must be true for that goal to like happen. So for example, this one says, I'm going to fix this too so that we can see it properly. I'll edit this so that they're a bit bigger, the text boxes. But my target audience believes this app is specifically, actually, I'm just going to put the chat. Yeah, all good. My target audience believes, I've really got to fix this. This space is not a generic generic self-help. People trust that I understand the problem deeply and can guide them safely. People believe the app creates, I've really got to fix this, a clear method. The subscription feels worth it. People feel emotionally safe trying it. They know that it's a non-judgmental space. And then what it does is, and this is something that I love with Grace Andrews and her feedback, like as in from her work, I've been watching her YouTube, is it actually gives you content ideas that actually makes that signal that then is related to the goal. And when she said that, I was like, this makes so much sense, right? So if I'm building trust with people, what do I need to be sharing? What do I need to be talking about? So found a story, the moment you realize that, you wanted to create the app and it didn't work. People believe the app creates a different method, creates real change to a different method. So before and after journaling, or maybe it's like how I came up with the topic or what I went through to create that sort of audio. So as you can see here, the content is very specific to the signal, which goes back to the goal. Okay, so I've done a lot on that, so I want to move on. But that's again just about getting clear on the different types of content. So we can always go back, look at it and be like, are we actually doing this? Is this aligning with the goal that I have? Am I sending out the right signals? And I felt like this was really important because one of the things with content creation that I feel like I'm learning right now, especially being like a founder, is it's really easy to get caught up in creating for the sake of creating or creating based on trends, not necessarily based on goals. And like, I think it's great to jump on trends, but I always am mindful of like what kind of audience you're creating. And only because I've made that mistake of, building an email list and then realizing that it wasn't really the audience that was like, it was misaligned to what I was offering. So I've created, so the second thing is we've got strategy, right? The second thing is engagement. And this is something I feel like doesn't exist yet. And I created this yesterday because I was like, okay, we all know that we need to engage on platforms, but if you're doing it from a business perspective, you're not doing it from a personal perspective, I feel like reminders, having a checklist is really important because it keeps us focused, right? This is what I used yesterday because I was like, oh my God, there's so many places to engage. I'm getting really overwhelmed. I need to know where I need to post for a starter, and also where I need to comment. So for example, on Reddit, I might not be posting all the time, which I actually want to, but I might be commenting. So what you can do is you can create an engagement plan. So see here, and then I would say post, right? And I want to do that daily. and then it adds it, right? So we're designing it. And what you can do too is you can add the group. So that way you can add the exact link. So you can just open a link and go into Reddit and post in your group. You don't have to like fuck around for ages trying to figure out like where I'm going and the overwhelm. It's just a place to have it all. So when you create that plan, every single day, it shows you the progress and you can tick it as you do it. And then you can literally, it's so cool, you can add the comments. I love it. You can add the, like click how many times you comment and then you're done, right? It's about being mindful of like, okay, engaging genuinely through like the way that you engage. But I think something like this just helps us stay on point. Like you don't spend the whole day streaming or engaging, streaming. You don't spend the whole day like scrolling and engaging. So then we've got an AI assistant on this as well. So what content are you thinking about? And then it gives you like some ideas and it'll have a conversation. I have to test this properly, but nonetheless. Now, this is my favorite, absolute favorite part. So something that I really, really love is the fact that I can break down my ideas into different topics now. So something that I have created is we write the idea that we have. You can add the different content that you have, and then you can actually build out and repurpose your content. So here we've got being honest about who I want to be, systems gal, like these are all different ideas that I had. And then you can see here, I've created a couple of reels from these ideas. I've created a long form Substack, which I think did I post that? Yes, I did. So basically what you can do is you add the content. So you add this is an email, you would like write it here, you can expand that, write your email. And then if you post it, you can like just go. So then what happens is the whole idea, when you've got something like this, we don't always get to it straight away. We might want to plan the content first. So you can see, you can plan out your reels and your short content too. Like you can plan everything out. Literally raw footage, you can send the voiceovers, you can build. So what I do is I'll do a reel, I'll usually, but it's not here, I have the script in here, record it, attach the raw recording so that my video editor has it, mark here so that my marketing VA knows, Chris, hey Chris, knows how, where to post it, right? And then what I will do is if there's editing to be done, I will move it ready to create, right? I'll move it to there. And when I do that, it goes into here. And these are all for my video editor, but these can also be for you. Like the whole idea is that it's for small content creators. So this is the way that we can like, so if you batch create your content, you can do like a whole bunch of ideas, everything that you want to do, and then you can move it all to ready to create. You have all the ideas of what you're ready to create. And then you can just go ready. And then what you do is you move it to ready to schedule when it's done. And then you know whether you're like, if you're scheduling manually, then you can just, if you're scheduling manually, you can open it, schedule it, and put it into the schedule physically. Like it comes up here so you know when you've scheduled and you can maintain the consistency. So this is something that I've done. And we also in the ready to create have this little thing where it's like ready to review, ready to create. And this is something that is for my editor. So basically my video editor. So when something is done, he submits it for review and then I could just go straight into here and check his work. And then I will move it to ready to schedule if it's done. But this is just the way that I manage my content throughout like the day, really. So I'm going to actually plan out an idea with you so that you can see how this works. So let's go back to this. We're planning a content idea, okay? Let me think about this because I want to think about one for content flow. I had a thought about it last night. Content burnout or content overwhelm. Okay, there was something about, let me just think about it. You know what? Let's go here. Let's test this. I want to create a post about content burnout because I think it's related to how we manage our content and plan it rather than the actual creation of it. Okay, let's see how this works because again, this is just a thing that I'm testing at the moment. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what we want. Content burnout is often the systems problem. Too many decisions, unclear priorities, no buffer, not a creativity problem. This topic fits well as a LinkedIn post, as an Instagram carousel, or a reel short. Which platforms do you want to publish? Okay, so I like doing reel shorts with a voiceover. can you help me write a voiceover for this? I love the idea of content burnout is often a systems problem. All right, let's see what it comes up with. I keep checking it just to see if there's anyone here. Say hi. Okay, so love it. Here are some voiceovers. If you're burnt out on content, it might not be your creativity, it might be your systems. When a post starts with what should I make today, you're doing decision-making strategy and creating every single time. Try this. Pick 3 content pillars, batch 10 hooks, plan 1 week ahead. Yeah, that's kind of, but not really what I wanted. I used to think burnout meant I wasn't cut out for it, but I realized, okay. Yeah, see, it's asking me. I feel like I'm usually a bit more genuine. So I would say something like, hey, I planned out my content. Probably isn't because you don't have ideas. Nope. You've probably got ideas stored in your head, in your notes, or in a bunch of Google Docs. And who has time to flip through them, create them, track them, design captions for them? You get where I'm going here. Content overwhelm, content burnout isn't the idea. Oh, this is going to go flat, my mic, isn't it? Learning curves, guys, learning curves. Yeah, it's going to go flat for sure. I think I might need to fix that. I think it turned off. Did it turn off? No. Okay. Work with me here, guys. This is my first time I've streamed, so... Okay, so you get where I'm going here. Content burnout isn't the idea. Isn't because it's from the planning of it. It's where content flow comes in. Okay. All right. So now it's fixed it for me, right? A tight version and a longer one. That's cool. Content burnout probably isn't because you don't have ideas. Nope, you've probably got heaps stored in your head, in your notes, or in a bunch of Google Docs. But who has time to dig through all that, choose one, plan it, write the caption, keep track of what you posted, and still stay consistent? This is why content burnout isn't always from creating, it's from planning. And this is exactly where content flow comes in. One place to capture ideas, plan your posts, and actually follow through. All right, that's good for now. So what we would do is, I've got to save that. I lost it, like I copy and pasted it. So what I will do is I'll adjust this so that we can save conversations here. Okay, but I copied it, so that's fine. Then I would copy this idea and I would go, no, content, no. So you can copy it there, but I would go content burnout, right? That's what we're talking about. Add the idea. Now what you can do is you can actually create, what I'm going to do is content flow, create a new planner. So if you have multiple different products or brands or whatever the situation, or personal account versus a product, you can actually separate it based on that. But content flow, so we're going to do content burnout, right? Now I've done a whole different table and I'm going to add the idea. And then I'm going to add, this is going to be voiceover. Right? I can add the column. It fixes it for you. Now, this is my favorite bit. Content burnout. I'm just going to leave this content burnout for now. So you chuck the caption in there, right? No, sorry, this is a voiceover. That's not a caption. So my favorite part, this is literally the best. If you want to really plan out your voiceover and B-roll, this is what I created. You split the slides. So you can actually split it out, and then whether it's for you or for someone else, you can actually split it and then plan your B-roll, right? I love this, right? So I would probably, let's just for ease, split it here, right? And then you go send to planner, and it'll create a little carousel or voiceover planner. And then let's just, this should save. And then what you can do is for each section, which I will do with my video editor, I'll put B-roll in here if I think there's B-roll that I want him to add. Otherwise, I'll just be like, use whatever B-roll here. Okay, so now what I've done is I've just planned out a whole voiceover, right? And then what we can do is when he finishes it, he'll put it in completed footage, but I can add raw footage. So what I will do today is I'll do a whole bunch of these, right? And also to make my life so much easier. So this is another trick. I expand this, literally get this out and just record. That's usually how I do it now. Just save that, right? So done, save changes. Now, my favorite part, which I can add, you can add where you want this posted. So these are the goals of where I want this posted. Amazing. Now I've just seen, okay, this is my content burnout. Now, in a perfect world, if I still had the conversation here, I would have got that second voiceover, which again, I'll work out and save. Add another voiceover. I want to create another voiceover, content burnout, right? And then what I would do is I create another script, split it into slides and do the whole thing, okay? So, right. And then it shows up here. Maybe something else I want to do here is, let's check formats. I mean, I don't really do carousels, but I know it's really popular. So that's like another idea you could do. Maybe we could do a YouTube on this, right? I know we're not. So YouTube. Now, this is my favorite part. I say this all the time, but I swear this is just like another favorite part that I have. We have a YouTube planner. Now, YouTube is just like a whole different beast. So if you're focusing on YouTube, then this is something that you might like. So the goal here is to clearly define what the users get. So we've got a whole separate planner for the YouTube. Then you can plan your hook and openings. Then you can actually write out all the different title options, plan your thumbnails. Look at this, you're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love it. There, bam. You can write your thumbnail concept. You can write notes on it. You can upload photos here. So what I did, for example, for my video editor who does my thumbnails, I uploaded photos of myself from the doing things that I needed to do for the thumbnail. And then here, he would upload them when he's finished. So when he's finished in this section, and I want to, like my VA helps me upload it, he will use all of this. So you can see the title options, the thumbnails. The only thing I'm going to adjust here is probably merge these two, because now with YouTube, you can use 3 titles, 3 thumbnails and test them, but they have to be together. So I feel like that's something I'm just going to adjust on this planner. But again, you've got a script and B-roll planner, right? You can write your script, you can plan the footage you need to do, and then you can actually add, what I might do here is I might do fix this and do like planner, like planning footage, and then the footage that you actually create, and then you can put the link here. So that way when you're building it out or creating the video, you actually have everything that you need in one place. Keywords, if you want to have keywords, tags, and then tags would be like content overwhelm, right? And when you do the thing, it does the whole thing like YouTube, and then you can literally just copy them straight from here. I've done copies for everything so that you can copy your video descriptions as well. When the completed video is done, whether that's you or someone else, you can put it in there. All right, better. Let's do it. Let's keep going with this. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So let's go back to the YouTube planner. So with organizing the content, something that you can do as well is you can plan out the YouTube videos in a more detailed way. You can even just write the playlist that you want to add it to. Answering this, because I know that's one of them that's important at the moment. And then you've got your pinned comments. So you can actually write your comment that you want to have pinned. So again, this is just planning it out. Even if it's like not for someone else, it's just for you. I feel like, again, the burnout, the lack of consistency comes from not having a place to keep everything. And that's really what I wanted here. And I didn't want to sort it out all on Notion. I just felt like I was going to get in the same place of spending years trying to figure out where to put things and pop things open. And I wanted a more like intuitive system. So that's what I've tried to create here. And then you can add your subtitles. So that way you can extract that and then upload it. So as you'll see, this is here, right? So let's just keep going with the voiceover, but this is how you plan YouTube. And also, so what I would do, whether you work for yourself or whatnot, let's do this. Let's just start with this, right? Okay. Okay. Now what I would do again, and let's just pretend I would do the voiceover. I would use this literally open, the MacBook GarageBand, use this setup, record it, save it, done, put it into the raw footage. And then I would go move it to ready to create, right? So when you move it to ready to create, it actually comes up here. So this is all the content that's ready to create right now. And you'll see it's added a different section for content flow. So I've got a personal section, a section for curious, and then a section for this content flow. And then what happens is we can either track it ourselves, again, by, okay, now I know, for example, if you're doing a batch day, this is everything you need to create today. So there's that. You can prioritize it. So you can click that little star, it'll highlight it and it'll move it to the front. That's another thing that it does. And then basically you can submit it for review. So if you have a video editor, if you have a video editor, the video editor can submit it for review and then it pops up here, right? Now, something as well is if you decide like, no, I need to fix this idea still, or for example, to YouTube video, you can actually send it back to the planner. So it comes back up here. And you'll notice with the planner too, like, I'll give you an example. When you've done it, it actually highlights it, ticks it, so you know what you've actually done. And then if you feel like you're finished with the idea, you can actually archive it, and it'll come up here. So you can still access it. But I feel like this just helps us to max out the different ideas that we have, to reuse the ideas that we have in one place, to see what we've done, find inspiration from what we've done. And one thing I think I will add, depending on how this goes and like, again, what people want, maybe somewhere we can track the results of it. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, so this is ready to create, and you'll see here, like, this is all, I'll give you an example. This is something that's, I've requested changes, but this is something that my video editor's already done. So here's how I plan my content. Now you can add different descriptions for different platforms, because like I know with YouTube Shorts, I have a title. Let's show you what it actually looks like. So we use Frame.io. I still use that just to save. So this is like one that he's done at the moment. So then I can check that, right? Still write feedback. See how I've planned the voiceover, the B-roll. I accidentally gave him the wrong link, which is why I need to change it. But I literally split it up. Now the reason I've done title and then caption script is I know some people like to have like a title and then the caption for each section. So it just makes it a bit more, a different way to use it. But yeah, and then you can upload the media if you want to each section. But I just feel like it's easier to keep it all on Frame.io. Just in case I lose it. The system's not solid yet and I've lost a couple of things, so I just want to make sure. And then again, submitting it for review, and then I'll be like, okay, great, ready to schedule. So after I schedule it, again, I have a VA that's helping me schedule it. So when he schedules it, he can see, so he'll go in here, it sends him an email, it should, I'm still working on that. But he'll see here the caption, the long form script, he'll see the link, right? And all he needs to do now, which at the moment we've been posting manually, he just goes, okay, he can still schedule it so he knows what he needs to post every day. So for example, this is what he posted yesterday. So he can go in and be like, hey, I need to post this, this, and this, and literally just post it, go in on his phone and post it. One thing I am looking at doing is adding auto posting, which would just make this system even better, I feel like. That's something that I'm looking at doing at the moment. But yeah, so I'm going to give that a crack as well. But this is the way that I would plan my content today. And this is what I'm going to be doing throughout the day. So first I'll start with probably engagement and getting that sorted. And then I'll go down to the planner and plan some more stuff on content burnout and things like that. Because I just feel like, I feel like this could be a really good system. And then as I tick my stuff off, I'll go back here into my other planner and I'll move these. So basically what I want to know is like, does anyone think they would use this system? Like, does anyone feel like this is something that they want? Do they think it's something that they'll help with their overwhelm? Is this something that you feel like would be good for you if you're like a solo creator or like you have a really small team? I'd love to know. I feel like this has made my life so much easier because I don't have to try and find different docs and things of like where I'm at and what I'm doing. I just feel like, this has really helped me to plan out, my content, my life, especially when you've got a couple of things that you're doing at a time. Tell me what you think. If you have any ideas, any ways that you would improve it. I know there's still like there's like obviously always going to be little bugs here and there. This is, again, something I've created over like a couple of weeks, a week, 2 weeks. So for now, I'm actually just going to, and at the moment I still use, I use Replit to build it, but at the moment I still use ChatGPT quite a bit outside of it just to build out my ideas. Like here, let's go. Let's just actually try this. So I'm going to say build out this idea for... Okay, great. For me. No, this is a voice. Actually, no. You know what? We can actually do this in the system. So go AI. I created this voiceover for content overwhelm. I want to create another voiceover that I can use. Let's just keep it simple. All right, let's see what it comes up with. Ooh, gave me a couple. All right. If your content feels heavy lately, it's probably not because you're out of ideas. It's probably because your ideas are everywhere. That's a good one. Tabs, notes, voice memos, half-finished captions, and every time you sit down to post, you're not creating, you're rebuilding the plan from scratch. Boom. I like that. That's what burns you out, the constant resetting. Content flow gives you one place to drop ideas, map your posts. No, yes, okay. So what do I post? What's the angle? What's the caption? Did I already talk about this? By the time you decide you're tired? Yeah, these are really, I feel like, I don't know. These are pretty solid ideas. But again, I would have to like create these, test them. Okay, so let's see if this works. Can you add these all to the content flow planner? Let's see how it does it, because this is something I haven't tested yet. Because like, what's the point of writing all this if it's not going to add it? Let's go generate full. Use these scripts and generate full captions, hashtags. Actually, you know what? One thing I'm not good at, on-screen text. Like those headlines. I feel like I'm just leading so much lately. That's something that I need to work on as well. All right, so see here, it's adding it to an existing planner. And then one thing I should do is try and get it to add it to an existing row. So I'm going to snapshot this because I'm going to have to edit that later. So that's the thing, like I'm building this as I use it. And I would love to know if anyone else has any feedback on what they would use, how they would use it, whether they would use it themselves. All right, so generate and add to planner. Let's see, fingers crossed, guys, because there's some good ideas here. And one thing I haven't done is added the ability to save the chats. So let's see how this goes. All right, let's see. Did it do it? Oh, yeah, see. It didn't do it. So that's something I need to fix as well. It didn't actually add the scripts here. So that's something that I've got to work out, because that would be game changing if it actually added the scripts there. And that's, I don't know how it did that. Oh, it added a description. Okay, let's work that out later. That's something to add to the list of things to fix. See, what I would do now is I'd go in here and I'd write, okay, 100 users in content flow. Okay. So back to the goal setting. And this is why I like the two systems, because as I go through the day, I'll keep adding, adjusting content flow. One of the things is, edit products. I know, updates and revisions of software. Right. So that's something that's important, obviously, because that is the thing. So I'm going to say update revisions and software. So we need to update AI to add to table correctly. That's one thing I need to do. And then another thing I need to do here is update to save AI conversations. That's another thing that we wanted to do. So that's something to really make sure that I do those. Set up social media accounts so you can see the stuff that I need to do today. So that's where it's at in terms of how I would plan it, what I would do, and how I would go about my process today of like planning myself and then getting things organized for the posting. So I don't know if you want to see this, but I'll just go back in the background. And this is how I would fix it using Replit. So at the moment, I'm using Replit to build the software. So I probably need to make it. Let's see if that'll work with lightweight changes, because I've spent a lot on this. It's so addictive being able to create your own software. Let me tell you that. Especially as a systems person, just love setting up systems. So this has just been like a game changer for me. Did it save it? It didn't save the screenshots, did it? All right, let's just put in here. The AI needs to save conversations so people can go back and check them or use the ideas. Right, so this will do that. All right, let's... All right, so I'm just going to update the product a bit, but let's just use AI for the moment. All right. I have let's see, will this work? Let's just make it quicker. I have a product called Content Flow that I need to use to create. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No, let's just type it. I have a product called Content Flow, which is planning software for content. I want to create some voiceovers for this about content burnout, because I think this will help with that. I know, again, this is like, really simple at the moment, but nonetheless, eventually we'll be able to do all of this in the software. It's just updating it now. I'll close that. Oh, do you have a million things open like me? Okay, let's do it. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah, okay. Content burnout comes from always reacting instead of planning, decision fatigue, scrambling last minute. Yeah, feeling like you're already behind, creating without strategy, posting without clarity. Also, guys, something I did want to add, something that I didn't talk about, is you can actually have an inspiration board. So, for example, here I would put a new board and then I would name it Content Flow. And then what I can do is I can add ideas, right? Like, oh no, that's TikTok. Something I've been doing lately is listening to people more and clearly looking at my horoscope, which is an obsession in astrology. But I've heard about Rala. I've heard they're really cool. And I listened to something about the founder the other day. I listened to her speak, and I thought she was really good. So she does a lot of videos. Like, this is not something I would ever do. Oh, that's a good way to do it. So like this, right? So what I would do for me is, this is a great idea of how I can record the angle with voiceover. So what I would do is I go, okay, this one's a good one. Just gives me ideas on how I can post, right? And then put that in there. Oh, what am I doing? That's search. Paste it in here. That's an interesting thing that I just did, right? And then what it'll do is it'll save it for me. So love the way they've shown the product on their laptop and used what are they doing? Used a heading for it. Great. So this is how like I can remember why I've saved it. And then what you can do is you can open the original, turn it into an idea, turn it directly into a post. So if you turn something into a post, it goes straight into Reddit to create, and it doesn't add it to a planner. That's just if you've got quick ideas that you want to do. I added that option as well. You can move boards. You can mark it as reviewed, or you can even mark it as used. So if you've used the idea like, yep, I've already done something like this, that's another cool one. But yeah, so this is how I would start now. So for content flow, which is fairly new, oh, that's a good one. See how they've got the same sort of way that they show it as well. So I would add this one, right? And then I would say, great way they used a trend with their product. Because like that's a really good one. I feel like that's a great one. Okay, what else can we use here, guys? Like as an example, as inspiration, right? This is not about copying exactly, because sometimes it doesn't translate. It wouldn't translate exactly anyways. But I feel like for me, this is a social media tool. It's not the same as what I'm doing, because mine is for like solo creators. And it's very much about planning the content. That's one thing that I felt like I didn't find in schedulers. A lot of them do like Kanban boards, but I wanted something that was a bit more like focused around the idea. I didn't want to just have like one post. I really wanted it to be built around ideas. So let's go. This is a good one. That's a good one. They do some really great job. I really like this chick. She's very inspirational. How to use Rala. Oh no, that's not. I'm busy thinking how she uses the audio in her post. Right. So then what's something I can do today? I could probably do that one. So let's turn it into an idea, right? Curious, the topic. One day you will, right? Let's see how this works, because I haven't actually tested this either. Planner. Did I add it? Did I add it to the wrong one? Oh, guys, that's the thing about creating soft. Oh, no, it did, but I added it to the wrong one. I should actually add the ability to move it to things. And the other thing is it didn't actually save the idea. So that's another thing that we want it to do. We want it to make sure that it saves the idea as well. So let's just say when someone moves a post from the inspiration board to the planner, we want the URL to show we want the post. Where would we put it? That's the other question. No, let's put it in the description. We want the or the other idea actually, which I should have shown you, which also makes more sense. Sometimes you don't want to base it on an idea, right? Sometimes you just want to create it based on, where am I going? You want to create it based on a post that you've seen. So like for this one, right? Instead of turning it into an idea, I can turn it into a post. No. Oh yeah, but we still need to attach it to a planner so that we know basically like what brand it's for, okay? So if we create a post, it should move it into ready to create. And then it will add the link there. So this one was, I should have added a title to that. Okay. Right. And then this again, I would add I would probably need to film B-roll for this one. So that's something that I need to do. Yeah, so then that would stay there. And then now I know that I need to create. Now, something I might add here too is like a to-do list, something that might remind us. But again, I just don't want to create too many features without people actually seeing it and trying it. But yeah, so then that's, again, based on what we had as an idea. Let's go inspiration. They do a really good job. So this is how you would use that. And then what I will do is I'll get the software to say when someone marks it as used, that's a small one. We want to say when someone marks an idea when someone uses the idea from the inspiration, i.e. uses it to create a post or adds it to the planner, we want to mark that as used. Right, and then we want to have a board that has used ideas there. We can look back on what we've already used. Do we have that? Oh, no. See? Oh, no, it does. Yeah, it already does that. Show used. Great. So that's exactly what we want. But the thing is, oh, no, it does. Yeah. See, sometimes I even forget myself. Just trying to build this and use it at the same time, which is pretty cool. Okay, see, it even gives you really cool ideas. Replit is insane, guys. It's really good to use. And now that I found that they have this option where you can do light or autonomous or max, I've been running on max and I've used so much money on it. So, yeah, that's just something to note. But, yeah, so show used and then obviously this idea. So then if I go to the planner, that's that. We want that, like that should be... we want to actually change that. Descriptions should be editable on tables, on planner tables. I want to fix that too. Okay, so yeah, this is how I would plan it. So let's go back here, because then if I make changes in here, I actually have to like save it and republish it. So I haven't done that yet. So the changes we made won't be in there yet. But yeah, so this is how I would start the process, especially if it's like a new thing, a new brand, which for me it is. I should follow them. They're really good. I would be going, okay, so now I've got this strategy. I've got this inspiration. I've got these ideas. Now I know I need to do like a video like that. That's really cool. To be honest, I'd probably use all of them. Yeah, I would probably use all of those. They're so good. They do a great job. It just gives me an idea on how to post differently. And then basically now I'll like jump off and I'll go ahead and create that content. So whether that's me recording, getting some more footage of the laptop, different footage, maybe using my Sony ZV-E1, such a good camera, to record the different ways I can use the footage. Like as in, you know how they did with you could see it on the laptop. I'd probably do that as well. And yeah, so that's how I would plan it. And then I'll see, did I do that one yet? Oh, okay, so yes, we did that. It saves it. That one's done. And then the other one we wanted was the AI. Okay. When someone adds an idea from the AI table, it doesn't actually add them to the right. It doesn't add them to the columns. I.e., if I use AI to make a voiceover and an email, I want it to add it to the relevant columns. This is going to be more, I reckon. Let's see. Yeah, so this is how, also this is like a way to build software, guys. Replit is insane. I built my first app on Flutterflow and I feel like that was really good. Like it taught me a lot about the back end. It taught me a lot about what I was doing. Like I felt like I learned all about, like I knew how to go in the back end and check something before into the database because I've done so much on that. It already fixed it. See, I'm going crazy today. It's because I'm trying to talk and all right. I feel like the good thing about streaming is you could just stream. Like you just keep going. There's no real goal to, in the sense like, yeah, you're streaming. So I think I'm going to update this and then let's see if we can do like a full process of planning out an idea and creating that content. That's pretty good, guys. I can't even believe I got 42 views. That's like a lot for me. Because if you look at my YouTube, I probably only get like, I've got like 1 or 2 videos that have done really well, but I'm shifting more into this content now and yeah, I don't get many views. So thank you for watching if you're here. I really appreciate it. And I hope that this is something that you find helpful, whether you're like wanting to build your own thing or whether you're like wanting to build content around it. I feel like either way, this is something that, or planning your day, like I said, that goal, that little goal thing that I've done, I did that too. And then like, let's go with create. Okay. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Let's go create 2 posts from inspiration. I also think because content flow is new, we probably need to do like an introduction post, right? We can't just post. Oh, look, that tells me how much that's not bad. All right. We also need to do an intro post. I need to do an intro post and I've done one before and it did really well. So I'm going to use that platform. Now let me see what, let me see. What was it? That's okay. We won't use that right now. All right. Let's go. That's ready. Yep, it's published. Great. Oh, do you know what would be even better? If we could use inspiration. This is why I love creating software. If we had an inspiration, right? And we said, add this to the AI to help us create our own. I wonder if that would work. That's another way. Yeah, that's a cool one. That's a good idea. I feel like that would work well. Okay. Now I'm like, what do I do? I want to be able to use an inspiration post and use that in AI to help me generate ideas for different content. Let's see what happens. Because I think that that's one of the things too, right? It's getting these ideas, finding other ideas, using them as inspiration. on top of just the ones that we create for ourselves. So you can see here, like I've got 2 ways I'm creating ideas from this system. I keep bloody clicking on that, which again will make the title should be editable. Let's actually, so what I could do here is, I want to put, where did I put it? See, that's the thing about these types of things. Sometimes shit just disappears. Where the hell did it go? Oh no, it's back here. All right. Okay, great. That worked much quicker than I thought it would. So let's just add that first. Reset it. I feel like there's just so much I can do here, but I've really got to figure this out, guys. Because I really want to make sure that people use it. You know, as in like, rather than me just constantly creating things and editing it. All right, nearly there. That's the hardest part. All right, why don't we find some more inspiration? Let's look at Rella. Yeah, I really like how they do this stuff. She's really cool. That's actually a good one too. That's a good one. I feel like what makes us different. All right, because I feel like this could become like, people could look at it as like a plan, like a scheduling tool. So I'm going to add that one. God, what's with me and clicking that today? All right, I'm going to add this as inspiration too. So I've got that one as well. Right. All right. So that's done. Oh, look at that. Little AI button. All right. It would be good if it worked. Oh my gosh. I just think my dog's coming in to say hi. All right, you know what? I don't want to keep creating features while we're talking because the idea is to plan. Okay, so let's go back to planning our content. So I like, okay, so what was the post? Let me just actually show you. So I created this post for Curious. It did really well. This is my personal, but I want to show you. And then I'll save it as my own one. Right. So this one did well. This one did... Oh, don't follow my own account, guys. Oh, maybe I do. Oh, no, sorry. Did well on Instagram. This one got 700 views on here, which isn't too bad considering. But on Instagram, I got like 4,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. Right. I'm just going to add it here. Introduction. Post, right? That's what I need to do. And then I'm going to add a voiceover. And then I'm going to say, gosh, I bloody love that button. Planner. All right, let's just go here. Let's do another one. Can you help me create an introduction reel for content flow? Well, let me upload photos. No, I can't. All right. Content planner tool. It's for creators that are solo or small teams, ideally for brand founders, anyone creating content for themselves. It actually helps with content management. It's one place to see all our ideas, how we're planning, and what we've posted. I want the vibe to be myself. So a founder vibe. No more than 40 seconds. All right, let's just look at this one as an example.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm 35.
Okay, hi, I'm Julia. I'm 35. It's weird when you're copying your own idea.
Mum of 2.
Mum of 2.
I built an app inspired.
I built a content tool based on my own content planning journey.
By a really heavy season I went through after my second child. Welcome to Curious.
Welcome to Content Flow.
Think of it like Spotify.
It's not a scheduler. Of it like brain. I don't know. I don't know if I should say like think of it like an automated. It's a place where you can get all your map them out, create them, plan, and schedule. Oh, it doesn't schedule yet. Let's see what.
But for your emotional moment. So instead of music, it's short audio sessions for exactly how you feel right when you're in it. Like when you're overwhelmed by parenting.
All right, let's just see what it comes up with for this, I reckon. All right. Okay. Let's see. That one should have fixed that. No, we're fixing that later. We're not doing that now. We're focusing. Okay, so what we're doing is we're creating an introduction post for this software that I've built, and I'm just showing how I build out content, okay? So usually we would do it in here, but we're just working out the AI at the moment. So we're going to use this one. Okay, so we want it founder-led, and I want like a little intro post. And what I've done is I've kept it in, I didn't do it, guys. I didn't click on engagement. I've kept a little inspiration post here. This is what I'm basing it off. So when I go to my planner, I've written it here, introduction post. Now the thing is, I can create this like a YouTube from this. I can create a couple of reels, shorts. Again, that's the same thing. You can label these as you want, but let's actually call it real short. Okay, I prefer that actually. And then it changes it for you. So what we're doing is we're planning out, and I'm going to say, welcome to Content Flow. Okay, I'm just going to call it that for now. But I know that I'm planning this, so this is literally exactly how I would do it. And then I'd be like, hey, let's check this. Out of a messy content journey, I was struggling with ideas in Notes app, half written. Yeah, so it's a content planner designed for solo creators, brand founders, and small teams who are doing their own content needs structure without the overwhelm. It's where you can get all your ideas out, map them, visually create your post, and actually see what you've planned and what you already shared. No more scattered planning, no more guessing what to post, just strategy, clarity, strategy, and flow. All right, let's go with that. So then what I would do is I'd be like, okay, now I'm going to do, you can put it here, the script. And it should save it. Great. Then we want to split it into slides. Let's do that one. All right. And then when you say send, it actually sends it here. So then now what I can do is I can create specific B-roll for each section so that I know what I want to do there. And the only thing is, I don't think I can record on here while I'm already streaming and using this, can I? Let's just give it a crack, shall we? All right. Now I'm going to go into GarageBand. All right. Oh, no, I can. All right, guys, let's do this together. All right. So then what I would do is I put that here and I just start. Hey, I'm Julia. I'm 35 and a mum of 2, and I built Content Flow out of my own messy content journey. I was constantly juggling ideas in my notes app, half-written captions, random voice memos, and I just wanted one place to see everything. So I created, accidentally, Content Flow. It's a content planner designed for solo creators, brand founders, or small teams who are doing their own content and need structure without the overwhelm. It's where you can get all of your ideas out, map them, create your posts, and actually see what you've planned and what you've already posted. No more scattered planning, no more guessing what to post, just clarity, strategy, and flow. Welcome to I'll cut this video out. Welcome to Content Flow. All right. So, wrong one. All right. Now, the only thing is I can't hear it, can I? Welcome to no. I'll cut this video out. So, I will leave that for my editor to edit out. He'll remove that. So then I'll go, okay, I'm going to export that. Welcome to Content Flow. Okay. Now we're going to quit GarageBand. I'm not going to save it because then I end up with all these extra files and I don't know why. All right. So now I've done that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to upload it to raw footage so he can access that. And then if I'm really organized, like see how you've got example link here? So then what I would do is I would post this. So this just gives him a clearer idea. And also it's really good for us. Like what happens if we post an idea and we forget about it? Do you know what I mean? Like we have an idea of what we want to do and we forget. So that's the example link. I just want to save that just in case. So then you see, you open it again and it's all there. So you've got your raw footage. I've got my raw footage, example link, completed footage. That's what he'll enter. Let's just do, okay, let's just be a bit cheeky here. Okay, let's do a caption for this, right? Oh, that's really long. I don't know. Long captions are kind of in these days, though. Sometimes I see TikTok, these people write these whole things, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Okay, I don't feel like these are very genuine. So I created Content Flow literally by accident. I was trying to manage all my content and send it with WhatsApp, Google Docs, and Frame.io, and found myself losing track of ideas, what I'd done, what I hadn't, and right when I was about to create yet another Google Doc, I thought there has to be something easier than this. And this will turn into a voiceover as well. I tried Notion and was like, and this is genuine, like honestly, I looked at Notion and I was like, oh no, not another tool to try and figure out. I felt like it was going to take more effort to figure it out than actually plan it. Then plan content. So I searched around, couldn't find what I was looking for, and decided to build something in Replit instead. This is how Content Flow was born. One place to manage the flow of each idea. We can turn one idea into different forms of content right in front of our own eyes and track the process of creation while we're there. could you use this as another voiceover and caption? So now I'm like, okay, I've written the story. I may as well create another voiceover for this too, right? And I've written this. I feel like it's very me. Let's see. The only thing is, like, I genuinely don't know if that hook is okay. My hooks are like not working right now. I really. You think the hook is strong in this script for the voice over, and that's something that I'm just trying to learn at the moment. Oh, yeah, it's because it's on a sim, but it's not scroll stopping. Yeah, that's a good one, and that's true. Why don't we try these 3 options and create slightly different voiceovers? So this is what I'm saying, right? I've got 3 ideas here that I could probably turn into actually 3 different reels, because I read something lately, again, Grace Andrews, and she was like, guys, you don't tell your story just once. Don't tell your why just once, because the reality is, like, people are coming across your content and they're not seeing you again. Every time it's like a new person. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that, because I usually post it once and then just let it go, right? So I really, I just feel like that's something at the moment that I'm thinking about. So this is an example of how we can use this to keep those ideas, right? In a way where we can track them. I'm going to put that. So we've got introduction post. Okay, that's the idea that we've got. Now we've just created 3 different scripts to create voiceovers, right? Okay. So, right, this is what we do. Actually, this, let's call this content chaos, right? No, let's do this. I'm going to write the long form script here. Save that. Yep, done. I really like seeing the little things on the bottom, so it just makes me feel more organized. All right, so we've done one. Now we've got the other one, the Google Doc moment. That's cute. I like that. The Google Doc moment. Right, sweet. Then we've got to add this. Let me just sing for nobody. I don't even know if anyone's watching. All right. Okay, now we've got content. We've got 3 reels we've created, guys. We're on to our 4th. Look at us go. We're smashing it out today. I'm even surprised at how much I've got done. Okay, because we have the tools for it. All right, so audience-led hook. All right. Let's just go 5 different... or 1 post. Let's just call that one, right? Okay. So this one we recorded, right? Now we're going to record. All right. Okay, I actually want to do the other one first. Don't want to do this one yet. I like the Google Doc moment. That's a cute one. God, there's so many screens, guys. This is... All right, I'm going to stay here. I was about to open another Google Doc and I paused because I already had ideas in WhatsApp, drafts in Frame.io, notes in random places, and somehow I still didn't know what I posted or what I was working on. I remember thinking there has to be a program for this. I tried Notion, but it felt like it would take more effort to learn the system than to plan my content. So instead of opening another doc, I opened Replit and I built what I couldn't find, Content Flow. one clean place to see the flow of every idea, to turn one idea into multiple pieces of content and track the entire creation process in one space. That's how it started. All right, that's done. And then something I like to do is the Google Doc. Literally use the same title for the name so that it's just, a life organization thing. All right, let's try that Google Doc moment. Okay, then we are going to upload it into raw footage. Yeah, we are. Save that. So we've done that one. Content chaos. Let's go. All right. Delete that. Start again. I was managing my content through WhatsApp, Google Docs, and Frame.io, and I was losing my mind. Ideas were everywhere. Voice notes, half-written captions, links I'd sent myself and forgotten about. I never really knew what I finished, what I hadn't, or what was ready to post. And right when I was about to create yet another Google Doc, I thought there has to be something easier than this. I tried Notion, but I just didn't want to learn a whole new tool, so I built something in Replit instead. And that's how Content Flow was born. One place to capture an idea, turning it into, okay, so here's some feedback, right? Something that I'm thinking about when I record. No, we don't want that. So the only thing is one part, I like, obviously I'm sure like everyone, want to keep it genuine. And the only thing is, I didn't want another tool that opened up heaps of windows or added even more spreadsheets, because that's really what I felt like with Notion. I wanted automation. So I'm just going to go in and add it. That flowed through. That flowed. So I'm going to adjust that because I just feel like it's not actually true to what I'm trying to say. That's probably more accurate. All right, let's do it again. I was managing my content through WhatsApp, Google Docs, and Frame.io, and I was losing my mind. Ideas were everywhere. Voice notes, half-written captions, links I'd sent to myself and forgotten about. I never really knew what I finished, what I hadn't, or what was ready to post. And right when I was about to create yet another Google Doc, I thought there has to be something easier than this. I tried Notion, but I didn't want another tool that opened up heaps of windows or added even more spreadsheets. I wanted automation. I wanted a system that flowed. So I built something simple in Replit instead. That's how Content Flow was born. One place to capture an idea, turn it into different pieces of content, and actually track the process while you're creating. No chaos, just flow. All right, then, so we've done that. Save that because we made some changes to the script. Oh, cute. I like that one. Content chaos to content flow. All right, now we're going to save this one, aren't we? And we're going to name it. Let's go. All right, let's hope these actually work. Oh, no, it does because you can see there. Okay, content chaos to content flow. Don't judge my downloads, guys. It's hectic. All right, and that's done. And then the last one. 5 different tools. All right. Let's do this last one. Gosh, what's going on here? This phone. If you're managing your content across 5 different tools, this is exactly how Content Flow was born. I had ideas in WhatsApp, drafts in Google Docs, feedback in Frame.io, and I kept losing track of what I'd done and what was still unfinished. I tried existing tools, but they felt really overwhelming, complicated, built for like power users and people that love spreadsheets. I just wanted one place to see the flow of an idea, so I built it in Replit. Content Flow is where you can capture an idea, expand it into different forms of content, and track the whole creation process while you're there. Built out of frustration, but designed literally for clarity. Okay, and then I'll just cut that so it makes it a bit easier. All right, guys, we're on a roll here. The only thing is I have to stop the stream to record the videos because I'm using my camera to stream. So, I don't love the name of that one, but that's okay. All right. 5 different tools for one post. That's where we're at with live. Okay. All right, done. Woo! Look at this. We've had one idea, guys, and we've turned it into 4 reels. Now, what else can we do with this? I've already created a YouTube, so probably not going to do that. But if you want ideas, sometimes it just helps to pop this down. My dog's coming over here with his blanket. What else could we turn this into? Substack, about building things out of frustration. Look, watch. This is what I'm saying. This is why I love this. Oh no, we're not going to click that. You know what? Help to have little bubbles here though to add as a column. Substack. Building ideas out of frustration. Content chaos to content flow. See what I'm saying? Like, watch. Okay. Now let's create a Substack post for this. Sweet. Right. We're going to save that as Substack. Okay? Just going to put it there. So that's the thing. You don't have to actually do it. You can just build it out. One thing that I could probably do is some notes here, but, and then let's go. No, I wanted this to be more like, what did I just say? Building ideas out of frustration. See, this is not how I would write it. So I don't think AI is going to be helpful for me there, because I usually write a lot of my stuff. What I would do is, because this takes me a while, usually I'd write like a full-blown thing myself, like a long form myself, and then I would put it into AI just to get it to edit it lightly, because I really am so big on making sure, like you saw that voiceover was from my own existing one. I really feel like it needs to come from my voice first. I very, very rarely use a script directly exactly from AI. It's usually my own script, and then I'm like, don't edit it too much. So if I were to write an email and turn this idea into an email, sometimes the best ideas come from our biggest challenges. I was trying to manage content for curious and felt overwhelmed by the whole process. I literally was using Google Docs, Notion, now I got it in my head, Buffer, Frame.io, and WhatsApp. And yes, all my ideas were stored on notes, but most of them went unrecorded. That's actually very true, because I couldn't manage it all. I created content flow. I wanted something where I could turn one idea into many. I also wanted to see where those ideas were at. Did I create them? What's left to do? Where are they in the content pipeline? Their Kanban board just didn't. No, I don't want to say that. There are so many scheduling tools. I felt like the planning got forgotten in them. Okay, so this is just, again, an example of how we're going to repurpose all of this content. So like, and again, I feel like it's all about using our original ideas. and turning them into different concepts. So we've done 4 reels. This is what I'm saying. Like, and you've seen me just record 4 reels. And I know that editing is a big game and I don't do it because I genuinely don't have time. I have 2 kids and I couldn't do it. So I actually found a VA who was very affordable. So I would highly recommend. I got someone from the Philippines who they speak English very well. Honestly, genuinely. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, shit, he's like doing all of this in a second language. That's insane. Yeah. So he does my editing, but this is just like makes my life so much easier. And this is how I can get content out daily, working only on this 3 days with 2 kids. This is how I'm actually managing it. And then again, I've got a Substack idea, or it can be a long form, whatever you want. And then again, some people would turn this into a carousel. Maybe I can try that, right? Can you turn this into a carousel post? It would be good if I could spell it for Instagram and TikTok, right? Again, just an idea. Also, do you know what I really need work on? CTAs. I feel like I do these things and I don't actually say join now or whatever, or, but let's see how I go with these. I feel like these ones are about the actual product. And I feel like Ralla's ones, like if we go back to the inspiration that we had, yeah, they do a really great job. Seriously. And by the way, you can watch them from here too. I made sure that we could do that because I was like, we should open up the platform to actually see it. I also love how they filmed it. This is really good. Yeah, it's very good. That's cool. Okay, so back to our planner. So we've done 4 reels, got a Substack, and now we're doing a little carousel, which is really outside of my field of what I usually do. Okay, so we could turn that into a carousel. I don't know why. I just don't like them. I don't know why. But look. So you could probably just call it a carousel. Click to edit it again. Use this. Paste it here. Let's just edit it. Let's see how it looks with that. All right. And then split it, right? Let's see, that's the only thing. It's going to use that, so we need to make sure we get rid of those. Oh, no. Let's just do that. At least it's already there for us. Slide 8. Slide 9. Okay. Then we want to split these and send that to a planner. Don't forget to do that because we'll lose it. Now it's turned into a planner. Now that we know where that is. So even if I upload it, create it as an upload. And again, I think a great feature here would be to actually be able to get an API so that we could post straight to the platform. That's something I'm thinking about. Let's do a title for that though. Best ideas, biggest challenges. Usually I just like to do it like that. Now we're not going to do the caption. Now that's the thing. You can write a caption now if you want. You can get like super organized if you're one of those people. But I usually like to create it. And then once I've done that, and moved it to ready to create for Dino, then before I send it to ready to schedule, that's when I'll write the caption. It's just a habit. I don't know why. Like you can see here, this is one that's ready for him to do. And I think this is a voiceover. Oh, it's real short. Yeah, it's a voiceover. But yeah, guys, so this is, again, I have to stop here because for me to plan the rest of it, I need to actually record it now on my laptop in the same way you see, which I will do now. And I'll use those same images, those same videos across the board. But this is how I would plan it out. This is like, look, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts from one idea. And you can see that it's like not burning my brain because I'm just thinking of different ways to repurpose the same idea. And the part I love about this is, right, you don't have to do all of them at once. You might be like, I'll try these 2, see how it goes, and maybe I'll adjust those. And then you can go in and adjust those as you need to. You can just move that to ready to create. And then when you're ready, you can do like a bulk recording, editing, whatever the situation is day. So I think I'm going to stop it here only because I need to do a couple of things like recording with the camera. But I hope that this has given you a bit of an idea on how I plan my content, how I get my life sorted. Again, I use my little goal planning thing here. Look, I had a goal to create 2 posts and we created like 6. Did we do 6? 4, 5, 6. Yes, we created 6. This is what I'm saying. It gets me excited because I'm like, oh, finally, there's something that just helps me see it. And like, for example, if I feel like when they do, the biggest thing that I find that's different, this is different from other planners and schedulers, is like they tend to do a schedule. I don't know, maybe because I haven't seen enough though. They do a schedule, but they do it like a Kanban board, or they do like one post, but that it's not around the idea. I wanted a way to actually use an idea and repurpose it, and that's why I created this. I didn't want to just design a post and post it everywhere. I wanted to keep track of the ideas. So it's more like an ideas tracker, really, like in a way. And this, like, look at that. I had created 2 posts, I created 6, and it wasn't even like hard because I felt like I could see it across here, build it out, and now I know what I need to work on. It's already there. So if this is something that you would like, I don't even think it's going to work because I'm worried it's going to log me in. Yeah. Have a look. You can join it. It's there. It's here. It's ready to go. I'm editing, fixing bugs. So bear with me if you decide to join because yeah, there's bugs in that. It's still a beta version, but tell me what's going on and I'll fix it straight away, as you can see, which I do for myself as well. But yeah, no, I feel like this has been so much easier. I've gotten there. I need to do a voiceover. I need to do planning for this actual thing too, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like this one's a bit more like there's already heaps of stuff out there for planning goals and that. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm really keen, and thank you for being here and watching. It's been really fun to stream. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like it. I get to just talk about my thoughts as I'm going. And it's something. So I'll be back tomorrow, guys. If you want to keep up to date, subscribe so you know when I'm streaming. I'll be back tomorrow to show you how I finished out these posts. All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys.